Welcome back to Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a close look at The Prestige. More than just a film, really. It feels like Christopher Nolan's own very elaborate magic trick.
It really does.
We've been digging into the prestige, cinematic magic and obsession, trying to, figure out what makes it tick, why it's still so captivating.
Yeah.
Our mission, basically, is to unpack all those layers.
Yeah.
Show why it's just a masterclass in, deception and deep themes.
And what's really striking, I think, is how the source material frames it right away.
Yeah.
It's not just, a story about magicians.
No, not at all.
It's immediately about obsession, sacrifice, the whole idea of chasing perfection. We're going to look at how Nolan's, tricky storytelling and those amazing performances build up that bigger meaning.
Right, so if you've seen it, maybe get ready for some things you missed, some hidden details.
Right.
If you haven't, we'll think of this as your essential guide. We'll walk you through that court trick structure, the fantastic acting, and, the classic Nolan touches that make you want to watch it again and again.
Which brings up a question right off the bat, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How does a movie about stage magic get so deep, so philosophical?
Yeah.
We'll definitely connect that to Nolan's wider work and the kind of big questions the film leaves you with.
Okay, let's dive in. The foundation, The Prestige. It's a psychological thriller, right? Set in that really atmospheric Victorian London, based on Christopher Priest's novel from '95.
That's the one.
And the core, everyone knows this part, is that intense rivalry. Robert Angier, Hugh Jackman, and Alfred Borden, Christian Bale. It all kicks off with that awful accident, Angier's wife drowning in the water tank escape.
Tragic.
And Angier blames Borden, says he tied the knot too tight. But it's more than just blame, isn't it? It ignites this lifelong destructive feud, revenge, one-upmanship. It just consumes them.
Totally. And what's really brilliant is how the whole movie is structured like a magic trick. It's not just about them.
Right, Cutter explains it, Michael Caine's character.
Yeah, Cutter. He lays it out. Every great trick has 3 acts. First, the pledge. You show something ordinary. Simple.
Like a bird in a cage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then, the turn. You make that ordinary thing do something extraordinary. Vanish, maybe. And then, the hardest part, the prestige. Bringing it back. But not just back in a way that's, impossible, surprising.
And that's not just for the plot points. That structure, it's like, it's for us watching the movie. How does that meta structure, pull us in, manipulate us even?
Well, it immediately tells you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You're not just watching passively, you're part of a puzzle. Nolan's setting up this big illusion for you. It kind of trains you to look closer, to ask how and why, to second guess what you're seeing, just like a magician wants you to watch carefully.
And speaking of watching carefully, the performances,
Yeah.
wow. They really anchor this whole thing. Hugh Jackman as Angier, maybe his best dramatic work.
It's certainly up there. He really charts that descent,
Yeah.
from the charming performer
Yeah.
to this obsessed, broken man willing to do anything. And the pain, the desperation, it's subtle, but it's always there, even with all the timeline jumps. It's quite unsettling.
And then Christian Bale as Borden, that typical Bale intensity, but here it's so contained almost.
Mysterious, yeah. But sympathetic too, somehow. You feel his dedication to the craft, even while it's destroying his life.
Right.
And the layers in his performance, you really only get the full picture after watching it a few times. The sources nail it, saying he was extraordinarily well suited for that kind of hidden depth.
That shared obsession is key, isn't it? It's not just rivalry.
No, it's like a feedback loop of destruction they're both tracked in. It really drives the whole narrative.
And Michael Caine is Cutter. He's like the film's conscience.
Totally. The moral center, this
Yeah.
aging engineer, mentor figure, narrator sometimes.
Yeah.
His warmth and wisdom, it's such a contrast to the magician's getting darker and darker. He represents that older way, maybe more ethical way, that's getting lost.
The supporting cast, too. Scarlett Johansson as Olivia caught in the middle.
She plays that vulnerability, but also that strength really well.
And Rebecca Hall as Sarah Borden. Gosh, her suffering is just palpable. You really feel for her.
Absolutely heartbreaking portrayal. And David Bowie as Tesla.
Iconic casting.
Just perfect. Adds this layer of real-world genius, this mystique, blurring science and magic.
It feels like every actor is part of the trick, adding a piece to the illusion. How do these performances make the film more than just a story? How do they connect to those deeper themes?
Well, that's what's fascinating, isn't it? They embody the themes. Jackman and Bale, Their dynamic isn't just acting, it is that destructive obsession played out.
Right.
You see the psychological toll. Their transformations feel earned, believable, because the actors commit so fully. It makes their choices hit harder.
Okay, let's talk Nolan's direction. He's known for playing with time, and here, it's essential, that non-linear structure.
Oh, absolutely paramount. He weaves the different timelines, the journals, the past, the present, so expertly. It's not just about revealing plot, it's about constantly making you rethink what you thought you knew.
Yeah, you get a piece of information from one timeline that completely changes how you see something from another.
Exactly. It's a puzzle box narrative. And then his visual style here, it's interesting. Using handheld cameras, lots of natural light.
It feels gritty, almost.
Right, it strips away that stagey feel you might expect with magic.
Yeah.
It makes the world feel real, lived in, almost documentary-like sometimes.
Which makes the illusions themselves feel more dangerous.
Precisely. Because the world feels so real and unforgiving. And Wally Pfister's cinematography is just brilliant at creating that dark, moody, deceptive atmosphere. Shadows everywhere.
And Nolan's famous attention to detail, it's almost obsessive itself, isn't it?
Huh. You could say that. Every frame feels deliberate. There are visual clues, little hints scattered everywhere that you only catch on a rewatch.
It really does reward you for paying attention.
It absolutely does. So for someone trying to get how a director creates that kind of immersive, tricky feeling, it stands out. I think the key thing with Nolan here is he's not just telling a story. He's building an experience. The structure, the visuals, the details, they're all tools to put you inside the characters' heads, inside the mystery. It forces you to engage, to constantly reevaluate. It's active viewing.
And the script, the foundation for all of this, written by Christopher and his brother Jonathan Nolan, it's just so sharp.
Incredibly sharp. Intelligent. Every line seems to do three things at once: advance the plot, reveal character, plant a clue.
Right, and no clunky exposition dumps. It trusts you.
Totally respects the audience's intelligence. You have to connect the dots yourself.
And the character arcs are so well drawn. Angier and Borden, their transformations, they feel earned even as they spiral downwards.
Yeah, the script is brilliant at showing how obsession can just erode someone, how even good intentions can lead to dark places when pushed too far. Their identities get swallowed by their ambition.
Then it goes so much deeper than just the rivalry. Things of sacrifice, identity, what is art, how far should you go for it?
It asks really uncomfortable questions. Does great art need that level of sacrifice? Is it worth it? What defines you when your whole life is the performance?
So thinking about the script's brilliance, it doesn't just show you things, it really makes you grapple with the why, doesn't it?
Exactly. It forces you to think critically about their choices, the morality, the psychological cost. Is the prestige, that ultimate achievement, worth the devastating turn it takes to get there?
And you can't talk about this film without mentioning the craft behind the scenes, the production design. Just stunning. That Victorian London feels so real.
Absolutely convincing. The costumes, the sets, the props, it all makes the magic tricks feel grounded, believable within that world.
Yeah, spectacular, but somehow tangible. And Pfister's cinematography, like you said, using those shadows and contrasts.
Trace that whole mood of mystery, deception. Perfect. And David Julian's score, the sound design, it builds this incredible tension. Sometimes it's almost claustrophobic.
And hearing about the production, the Nolans apparently included drawings, notes, even scale models in the script.
Yeah. Finalized it just 3 days before shooting. Isn't that wild?
Wow.
It's like the making of the film mirrored the magician's own meticulous planning, almost obsessive perfectionism.
Life imitating art, imitating obsession.
Kind of. And they consulted real magicians, made sure it felt authentic. Jackman and Bale actually learned tricks.
Which adds so much to their performances. You believe their skill.
You really do. It grounds everything.
So it wasn't just telling a story about illusions. The whole production was this massive, detailed illusion itself. What surprised you most, looking into all that technical craft?
For me, it's how that commitment to authenticity, the detailed script, the actors learning magic, how it all serves the film's own illusion.
How so?
By making the world feel so real, so grounded, it actually makes you more willing to buy into the fantastical elements later on. They suspend your disbelief by building such a solid foundation. It wasn't just about looking cool. It was about feeling real within its own logic. Makes the twists hit harder.
And the film just keeps digging deeper into its themes right up to the end. It's a thriller, sure, but it's such a powerful character study. Obsession and sacrifice. They're clearly front and center.
Undeniably. It's brutal, actually, watching how this pursuit just consumes Angier and Borden. destroys their relationships, their health, their humanity, really.
It's a really stark look at how chasing an ideal can just wreck everything, not just for them, but for everyone around them.
And the theme of identity runs so deep, too. Who are these men, really? Underneath the personas, the stagecraft.
Especially with those final reveals, it makes you question everything you thought you knew about them, their very selves.
Right. And the film keeps asking about the price of art, doesn't it? Does great art demand great sacrifice?
Yeah, they give up everything. But is that noble? Or is it just destructive madness?
The film doesn't give easy answers, but it definitely suggests that line is incredibly thin. That pursuit of perfection can easily become all-consuming. So when you look at how these themes, obsession, identity, sacrifice, art, how they all weave together and culminate in that ending, what stands out for you?
It's just devastating.
It really is. It forces you to face some pretty uncomfortable truths about ambition, rivalry, what people are capable of. The ending isn't just clever. It's the tragic, inevitable payoff of everything the film's been exploring. That psychological cost is laid bare.
And thinking about its impact, The Prestige really landed, didn't it? Critically acclaimed, cemented Nolan's reputation.
Oh yeah, big time. Praise for the story, acting, direction.
Yeah.
It's held up as a modern classic, and you can definitely see its influence on complex, non-linear narratives that came after.
Absolutely. But maybe its greatest trick is the rewatchability.
That's the amazing thing, isn't it? You watch it again, and you always see something new, a clue you missed, a line that hits differently.
It's like peeling an onion.
Exactly. And that's not by accident. That's baked into the design, into those deep themes. It invites you back, rewards that closer look every single time.
The technical side helps too, right?
Yeah.
The editing, creating that puzzle feel, the way they used effects sparingly, focusing on practical stuff.
Yeah, keeps it grounded, authentic, even when things get,
Yep.
well, fantastical. So why do people keep coming back year after year?
Good question.
I think what makes it timeless is that layered complexity and its willingness to challenge you. It trusts your intelligence. It asks you to engage, to think, to look closer, like a good magic trick. The more you study it, the more impressive it becomes. It just gets richer. So, yeah, what's truly fascinating here is how The Prestige really does transcend genre. It's a fantastic thriller, no doubt.
Absolutely.
But it's also this really profound look at art, obsession, the human condition. It respects you as a viewer. It rewards that attention.
I totally agree. It's like the best magic tricks, isn't it? Seems straightforward on the surface, but underneath, just incredible complexity. It hits you intellectually and emotionally. Proof that, blockbusters and real artistic ambition can absolutely go hand in hand.
Well said. And ultimately, The Prestige does what all great films should, I think. It leaves you thinking, questioning, and wanting to go back for more, knowing you'll see it differently next time.
And hopefully that's what this deep dive has done for you today. So what does this mean for your next viewing? Maybe the film's biggest trick is making us believe in the impossible while kind of subtly showing us exactly how the trick is done if we just look close enough. So yeah, we definitely invite you to rewatch The Prestige with some of this in mind, see what new secrets jump out at you this time.